In today's video, I want to cover how we're setting up an apparel brand for an exit, and I want to showcase the principles that you can replicate so that you can see similar results so that one day you can scale your brand to multiple 7-8 figures a year, right? Even though this is an 8-figure a year brand, a lot of the principles, a lot of the tactics you can mimic, you can utilize, and it should be introduced into your business, especially if you're in the early foundation stages, right? You're trying to validate product market fit. You're trying to time your collection drops, right? You're trying to collect historical data. If you're able to lay the foundation and understand of what you need to track beforehand, you can be set up to make iterations. You can be set up to see winners, see consistent results faster. So with that being said, let's dive into what you can replicate today to get results ASAP. So what we have here is our handy dandy Google Doc. This is scaling omni-channel ads for an apparel brand to a 10x multiple exit. Now, as you can see here, this is just this quarter alone. Mid Q2, we're at 741K in terms of total rev, and half of that is over net profit. As far as ad spend, we're at 65K, and then we're at 11 or close to a 12x return. And our initial new customer acquisition cost is around 26.9. or new cost per acquisition, as I should say. Now, disclaimer, these results are heavily correlated with market fit. What is covered today is solely principles, but nonetheless, this can be applied to your business. Now, every brand, every product is different, which is why it requires a unique set of strategies. The beauty of working with scalevelocity.io is we mitigate your risk, we hedge your bets, and we see different scenarios with different products from different founders with different brands. Now, of course, every founder dreams of that sexy 5 to 10x multiple, riding off into the sunset, relaxing on the beach, not having to work a day in their life. Now, the beauty of this is this dream is actually attainable. When you go into launching your business, when you go into managing your business, you have to understand what needs to be met if your preparation is you want to exit. And if you have those targets in mind, well, then it's easier for you to reverse engineer the pathway to reach that variable, to reach what needs to happen in order to hit a 5 to 10x multiple. So this is what's common in the market, what merger and acquisition buyers look for at online retail stores. It's, first of all, acquiring first-time buyers at a net profit. Secondly, having a churn rate below 6%. Thirdly, having internal team structure. So this is owner out of day-to-day operations. Lastly, diversified across multiple channels, right? We're not just relying on Meta. We're not just relying on Google. We're diversified. We have YouTube ads up and running. We might have native ads up and running. We're just diversified across the board. Also, the pathway, right? If I'm trying to chop wood, I'm trying to acquire first-time buyers at a net profit, I want to hit a gross target above 75%, bare minimum. What this does is allows me to have a threshold of around 10 to 15% net profit. And the way I can go about that is combining our top hero SKUs into high AOV bundles. And then from there, we craft a no-brainer offer, incentivizing the consumer to spend more than $100 with us, right? And then we calculate this in our sheet, in our handy dandy unit economics calculator sheet. This keeps track of our KPIs of what we need to hit. So we enter our total MSRP, we have our cost of goods, we have our shipping and receiving stock, our fees for transactions / payments, pick and pack fees, shipment, return rate. So then we have our total cost of delivery, and then it calculates our gross margin, which is our unit margin gross, and then we have our net target. So then here, this is our net target after 10 to 15%. So then if our blended, and then this data inputs the blended CAC target of, okay, we need to hit a CPA of this threshold, right? And then this is what, on a blended ROAS target, this is what it looks like on a scale. But the beauty of tracking data is we can understand trends, patterns, and alignment between consumer behavior and demand for products. So the focus here is we want to maximize the consumer index. So seasonality plays a role in determining, okay, when should we release collection drops / bundles? Also, the overall theme of congruent timing is we want to maximize the overall net profit. So for example, let's say the consumer index is at a peak based off the external environment. So this is where, let's say it's not even holiday season. Let's say it's Mother's Day, Father's Day, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, like one of these one-off holidays during the weekend where people are, the buying behavior is already high. If we tackle our own release to that, or we do some marketing angles, some campaigns around those seasonality peaks, well, then we can get more bang for our buck, and we could scale our budgets quicker and further during these periods because we have that timed out, because we're playing on seasonality, because This is peak consumer behavior based on the external environment. So this is fundamentally why the majority of e-com brands hit their revenue targets during Q4, because it's peak holiday season. So the way we go about timing our collection drops is we need to integrate a marketing calendar. We need communication between our creative and media buying team. We need to study historical brand data, and then we need to build off iterations from previous winners. Now this is going to dive into churn rate and then ultimately team build out, team structure. But the purpose of studying data, tracking, and figuring out what does our end user demand from us is we want to raise our average order value. Because when we raise our average order value, we combine our hero SKUs, we're profitable, we slap on a no-brainer offer, we're incentivizing the consumer to buy more than one SKU, we couple that with like a buy two get one free or buy one get one 50% off, or even a free gift with purchase. The relationship we start from that user who's never bought from us, we're introducing products that align with the same vertical. So with more SKUs equals expansion of the ideal customer profile, plus we're giving the consumer more reasons to buy back from our business. We have room to drop new collections, new products. We can time our seasonality pushes. As well, we can push more subscriptions. So what happens? The benefit of all this is we increase the second order frequency. So then we're reducing our churn rate by 6%. We're controlling this threshold. We're reducing our churn rate because we are aligning the first time a user buys coupled with congruency to then how can we get somebody to buy back from our business? How can we convey that message? Well, if we know paid ads amplifies our business on the front end, second order purchases need to drive our holistic growth. So the best customers don't feel like customers, but simply put, they're brand ambassadors telling everyone about how special your product makes them feel. And this can all be captured via building a community on platforms like Meta. This is like your Facebook groups, platforms like Discord, School, etc. Right? We just want to have a distribution channel to host all of our current customers. So literally, you get transactions on paid ads. In your welcome email flow, you list a link, a VIP link where users can sign up. They get specific rewards for signing up. They might join like your Facebook group. From here, you have, let's say, a community manager overseeing comments, messages, answering questions, having replies. With your product being really good in the market, ideally, you're going to get rights to testimonials, social proof. You're going to get UGC from customers. And then from there, it allows you to expand your affiliate because you're giving possible content creators codes organically that they can promote to their channel because they might love the product. And then as a byproduct, you're able to even have hype up campaigns prior to collection drops. So the beauty of having your own community, let's say you have a Facebook group of 20,000 people that bought from your business, or even 70,000, 100,000. You don't even need to run campaigns if you have a new collection drop. You can just push out to your community. People are going to automatically buy. You can push VIP access to unreleased products, and you're just making exclusivity happen. All in all, the purpose of introducing some of these features, benefits towards our existing customers is to establish a direct line of communication between the brand and the market. So direct insights gathered from our loyal customer base allows us to innovate marketing angles, product features, iterations, feedback from the market, while limiting churn rate as we are establishing a direct relationship opposite to our competitors. So the highest multiple exit stems from the amount of domination in the market. Whilst eCom is a single part of the puzzle, there's room of expansion across retail and wholesale distribution. But if I were to summarize, what is a pathway I can go down to reach the highest form of exit possible? Well, I need first order profit on the front end. I need a consistent frequency of second order purchases, third order purchases, fourth order purchases from people who have already bought back from my business, coupled with doing that extremely efficiently, having your team done internally. Now, the pathway to build your internal team can be checked out at scalevelocity.io. I have a protocol breaking that down super in depth. And if you want to skip the phase of getting burned by agencies, you want the exact process, you want to get set up for an exit, you want to have an internal team built out within the next 90 days, you can book in a call, speak directly with me, and I'll show you the process on how we're getting brands like this apparel brand set up for an exit. With that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next video.